Hi, this is the back of a disassembled monitor, a GNR. I think it's a 22-inch. Following looking at some stuff on YouTube. Oh, I had what is known as a white screen problem. It just had a white screen. Developed over a couple of weeks. Sometimes if I restarted it, it would work, and then others it wouldn't. So I looked some stuff up on YouTube and found the problem was either a problem with the connection with this here. It comes adrift, or it gets corroded along the top edge. Wasn't any of those things. So I took it all to pieces. It was a hell of a struggle. The other problem that was mentioned on YouTube was the capacitors blow, and you can tell whether they're blown because they have a bulge on the top. And sure enough, when I disassembled this, I found two capacitors with bulges on the top. So now I'm going to unsolder them and take them down to Maplin and see if I can get some replacements. Maplin, bless them, they managed to find identical fits physically, right values. Now I've never been very good at soldering myself. I'm alright with large things, but PCBs, they can be a bit difficult because I've only got quite a big soldering iron. But the one thing is it's hot, which is nice. I used to have one that was only like a 15 watt and you'd be waiting there forever. This is a 25 watt. If you've never done any before, I've taken them out, and they're going to go in there and there. Is that right? One of the big problems with soldering, if you've never done much, is cleaning out, oh that one's alright, is cleaning out the holes to put the component in. So I've got two, they're alright, but I've got some there that are not. So I'm going to, this is the thing about soldering, is you need three hands. Three hands. There's another hand. I'm going to unblock this hole by heating up and poking a bit of wire through it. So, which one do we want? Right, I think if you do this, I think what a lot of people do when they're soldering, they squirt air, they heat it up and squirt air to blow it out, but I haven't got one of those. Right, next thing to worry about is the polarity. Right, you can see this, that's where it's going. And they're very conveniently on this board, they've got a black half and a non-black half. And the black half is meant, it says Oh, that's strange. Glad I looked at that, because it says positive. But I'm sure when I took it out, it said negative. I'm going to go and have a look at my photograph that I took on that, because I don't want to put it in the wrong way. Get that. Well, that's how it went in. Right, I'm going to go and have a look at my photographs that I took when I took it out and check back on that. But I have a photograph there, that's minus, and that goes to that one, which is positive. That's fine. Okay, next thing, I've got those in position now. Next thing when you're resoldering things is, you don't want, particularly with capacitors and other components, they don't like to get too hot. And if you hold the soldering iron on for too long, there's always the danger you can damage them. You can put on little heat sinks and things. Right, I've got those jerry-rigged into position so they're supported underneath. And the other problem, see, I've got very shaky hands. The other problem is if you put too much solder on, the solder will flow onto something else that it doesn't want to be in. Oh. What's wrong about that one? No, it's not done it. Shit. Yep. Right, I think they're alright. But before I do anything, I'm going to go and get a magnifying glass and check. So looking through my magnifying glass, I found that I'd put too much solder onto one connection and it had bridged the gap onto another track of the PCB. So I had to find a way to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is get some nice good old copper wire and strip it back till you get some nice clean copper, and that should soak up solder rather nicely with a bit of luck. That's the one I want to do. Right, let's clean that track. Yep, there's no bridging there. And then there's another one it's not bridged with solder, but it's bridged with the flux out of the solder. And so just in case there might be a problem there, I'm going to try and scratch it till it's clean out. There it is, just done that. I think it would have been alright actually, but my past experience with these things, it's very easy to cock up. I've done it many a time, blow the whole thing up and then put it in the bin. But we don't want to do that this time, do we? So there we have, we've got two new caps in position. hopefully connected right. Next thing is to try and put it all back together again. Okay, we're sort of ready. Now when I took this apart, I had no idea how to take it apart. I didn't film it. Sorry about that. We'll work it out as we put it back together. You have to, when you're taking these things apart these days, you have to have the tenacity and ingenuity of a modern motor mechanic, where all kinds of things are like snap into place and you can't see how. And that's very true with this. You just have to sort of plunge in and hope you remember how to put it all back together again when you need to. That one there. Now, while I was at Maplin's, I also bought some of this aluminium tape to replace what was on there before. You see down here, this is all. They use that to keep the connector in place. I suppose you could use gaffer tape if you were desperate, but the problem is this gets hot and gaffer tape will dry out and give you a problem. The nice thing about aluminium adhesive tape is it's very good over a period of time. It sticks well. So I'm just going to take off the old gunge. And I feel lucky really, because Maplin's are only just down the road, and it takes me about, I don't know, 20 minutes to get there by bus, and walking I suppose. But I can't afford a car, I can't afford a new monitor, which is why I'm doing this. If I could afford a new monitor, it would be about 120 quid. Oh, I'm going to leave that on, I might do more damage. If I could afford a new monitor for 120 quid or something, I would buy it. But I can't, because I'm old and broke, like I'm sure many people are. So now, what the heck do I do? Right. This was the next thing, wasn't it? Now this was a real struggle to get off, and I didn't realise how it was secured, so in fact I bent it. Maybe I might try and mend it before I go any further, because I've buckled it there. How could I do that? Oh, I know, I've got a hammer, a rubber hammer somewhere. Well, I hammered it around a bit. Can't really get it right, but I don't think it'll matter. So I'm not going to worry about it. got some of it back together. I remember the difficult bit was to work out how to take this off, and apart from being secured by 3 screws, and the bit that really foxed me was the little screws that kept these in. Apart from those, there's these little lugs, and I had to bend them upwards to prise it out. So now putting it back together, what have I done with the screwdriver? Oh, here it is. I'm actually hammering them back to where they were. I can't really get to that one, I don't think. No. I'm not going to worry about it. That ain't going anywhere. Right, put those little fellas in it. That's the next thing. Right, now I've got as far as putting this back together, but I don't know whether it will. It's a push fit, and I just thought I'd mention the only way I could get it out was, in fact, because that's almost a flush fit, I had to prise it open with a couple of knives, and like that, until it went crack, and I thought I was breaking it, but I wasn't. I went all the way around like that, slowly, and got it off, but now I'm trying to put it back together again. And is it going to go? Well, strangely enough, it goes back relatively easy. Much easier to put it back together than it was to take it apart. Yes, unbelievably that seems about right. When you take that off, there are 2 leads attached to the case, which are the speaker leads. You have to disconnect the 2 connectors, which I've put back together now, inside. Right, well, that just about gets the stand bit back again. And bizarrely, like nearly everything I do, I've got 4 screws left over that I can't think where they've come from. But can't think where they came from, and I'm not going to worry about them at this stage. All I want to see is whether the thing works. If it works, then I probably shan't worry about it then either. Funny old life, isn't it? Oh yes, that's just a push fit onto there. I just leaved it up before. It's only a trim. Like you get in cars, you just look for a little hole somewhere and stick a screwdriver under it. Right then. And now for the truth. We move to another room. Well, I plugged it all in. Just have to see what happens. Ah, Here we are. We actually have oh, our big monitor back again. Just switch them around there. So, what a delight! I can't believe it. So, end of white screen problems. Thank you very much. Probably took me about 4 hours, although I did have to go and get a part, didn't I? But it saved me money, and I hope some of these tips might have helped you. From Rambling Rollo, I wish you all